Hello everyone and welcome back to the Velocity channel, where this is your bridge to financial freedom. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and solve another problem, that problem having to deal with the most inefficient loan, one of the most inefficient loans that you could ever get, and that is your car loan. We want to make sure that you're out of that loan as much as possible, because most likely that loan scores between 0 to 50 on that inefficient loan scale, on the cash flow indicator scale. So we're going to go ahead and fix that problem for you. Before we get into that, please like, share, and subscribe, and let everybody around the world know how powerful the Velocity banking method is, so that they can implement it too in their countries. Isn't that exciting? All right, folks, let's go ahead and give you an overview of what we have. The reason why we say that this is one of the most inefficient loans that you can have is if you run it through the cash flow indicator, you're going to see a number. So let's just go ahead and check it out right now. We have a minimum monthly payment on our car loan of $830 each and every month. It is at 10%, $50,000 loan, all right? Now, we have the $830 loan, or $830 each month that we're going to be paying. Where do we put that number? Well, we're going to put it in the denominator position. So we're going to go ahead and do this, 830, then we're going to divide it by that loan balance. Remember, that is how you calculate your cash flow indicator. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we put that loan amount of $50,000 on top, and we divide it by 830, and we want to give you an answer, okay? And that answer is going to be actually 60. Man, you know what that means? That means I was wrong. Oh man, do you see how you need to let the numbers do the talking? So when we do this, we actually found out that we actually have a cautionary. So it's still inefficient. It's not as efficient as we need it to be, but it is still something that we can eliminate quickly, kind of restructure the loan to see if we can't get this percentage down, or whatever we can do with the lender. All right, so it is in the 60 range. I thought it was going to be between 0 to 50, but that's why you got to do the calculation yourself. All right, now if we come over here to the line of credit side, we're going to see something. We're going to see we have the $10,000 at 21%. We have that $400 each month. And remember, we are using our line of credit as our new checking account. Why are we doing that? So that we can get rid of this number here, which is the minimum monthly payment. There are no minimum monthly payments when you are using your line of credit as your new checking account. Why? Because that $5,000, $6,000, even $4,000 that you're getting paid is going into that line of credit, and the bank is calculating that as a payment instead of a transfer. Now, we as Velocity bankers, we know that as a transfer, and we know why we're doing it. Now, as we look at this $10,000 and as we pay it back up, we want to find out, where can we put these soldiers? Remember, money is soldiers. Money is an army. It's a battalion. It's a brigade, if you will. And we need to deploy our brigade towards this debt, okay? Towards this debt, so that we can hammer it all the way down to 0. That's what we want. So what we want to do is we want to go over here, and we want to keep in mind we have the $10,000, right? And we have a cash flow of $1,000, which means we're going to be paying off this line of credit every 10 months. Because every 10 months, we're going to be deploying that $10,000, okay? And so as the $5,000 come in, and the $4,000 go out, we have $1,000 that is sitting in that line of credit. What is it doing? It's paying that line of credit off. You don't have to get a third job. You don't have to lower your expenses. You've just got to change where your money is going. Now, let's hop over here to the $50,000 auto loan amortization. Right? You got $50,000, you're paying $830 each and every month. That's not going to change, okay? Remember, amortization, mort, means death. Now, how is your payment getting divided? It's getting divided by interest and principal. And you will always pay more in interest than you will in principal at the beginning. Now, there may be some lenders that are generous, and that's not the case. All right, I'm not talking about those. For the most part, when you start out, that interest is going to the bank month after month after month. Now, on the 32nd month, that's going to change, right? There's going to be less to interest and more to the principal. But what if you wanted to jump to the future and say, you know what? I'm done with traditional banking because all that's gotten me is broke. I want to do velocity banking. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my $10,000 that's not doing anything anyway, and I'm going to deploy it so that I can eventually capture that $830 each month into my bank account instead of their bank account. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, you walk in and you say, you know what? I want to go ahead and pay $10,000 towards the principal. So on the first month, that's what you're doing. $10,000 towards the principal. Let's go ahead and get you closer. You have $10,000 first month. You've already skipped ahead to like month 28 or month 26, somewhere up in there. You've already went to the future with that one payment. Now, remember, it's taking you 10 months to fill that $10,000 back up off your line of credit to replenish that $10,000 in your line of credit, right? Because the cash flow is only $1,000. Now, if it was $2,000, it would be 5 months. But since it's just $1,000 in cash flow, let's go ahead and mark the 10 months. So month goes by. Remember, you're replenishing your line of credit as well. And you are continuing to make those payments that we've already budgeted for in your expenses. All right. And so month 9, month 10, month 11 comes by, you're going to deploy another $10,000. That's going to knock you all the way back around to 40 months. Oh yes, you're at the 40-month mark now, right? Because you're around what, $30,000. And so being at the 40-month mark, now you can really start saying, well, wait a minute, I'm noticing that I'm saving a ton in interest, right? So now you're at the $258 mark. That $571 is going to the principal because that principal is getting hammered. Guess what? We'll continue to pay each and every month until we get to about the 21st month. And then where will we be? Where will we be? Huh? Around what? 20,000. Because if you look at it, okay, if you look at it, the first month, right, you're dropping 10,000, which this number is actually going to be closer to 40,000. All right, which means you're going to be around month 25 within the first 30 seconds after making that $10,000 transaction toward that principal. Okay, so you're at 40,000. Then 10 months later, you'll be at, let's just say you'll be at 30,000. All right, that's 10 months. That's one 10 month, right? And then the next 10 months, remember, because you have to pay back the line of credit so you can deploy it again. So at the next 10 months, you'll be at what? 20,000, 10,000. Okay. Okay. Let's just take it like this. All right. The first month you're at 49,586. So the minute you write that check or you make that transaction with your check card, right, your line of credit card for $10,000, that goes down to 40,000. Let's just round up to 40,000. Okay, and that's your first $10,000 transaction. So let's go ahead and write it right here. Your first 40K. Now you're at 40K. The balance is at 40K. Next 10 months, right? So it's going to take you 10 months to build back up to that $10,000 mark. Remember? All right. So now you deploy it, and now you're saying, let's say, 30K. Okay. You're going to continue to pay, remember, each and every month. And then you have the $10,000 again. So you're at your next 10-month mark, and you're at 20K now. That's the balance, right? Now, another 10 months goes by because you got to pay, right? You got to replenish, and then now you're at 10K. And then another 10 months goes by, right? Now you're at 0K. You say, but CJ, you're still paying, so those numbers are way off. I know they're way off on purpose. Because I want you to look at something. Do you see how these numbers are way off? They're way off because they're much higher than they should be. It's not going to be 10K. It's not going to be 20K. It's not going to be 30K. It's going to be way less because you've been paying each month. But look at the power of velocity banking. And I'm getting out of the way here. The power of velocity banking says it doesn't really matter what the interest rate is, right? Or what these balances are. When I use velocity banking the correct way, we're going to be out of this debt in how many months? Now you count it. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is what? 40 months? So what's that? 3 years and 4 months versus 7 years? Versus 7 years? How much interest would you have paid going by this table? Because look at where they want you at month 40. They want you to only pay down here. At month 40, we're done. Look at where they want you at month 62. They want you right here. We're already done. We're saving up money. We're already going on cruises and owning assets. Does that make sense? Folks, it's not that you don't get velocity banking. It's that it's so new and so simple that your brain is rejecting it for now. So you have to be bombarded with this truth, okay? And you have to listen to it over and over again so that your brain can finally realize, wait a minute, this is what I need to do. And then you'll be off to the races. Like that one guy, my friend, as soon as I showed him, and he's an anomaly, but as soon as I showed him about velocity banking, he was showing me what he could do with velocity banking. He snatched the marker out of my hand and started showing me what I could be doing with it. And so it's beautiful. It is beautiful when that happens. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Let me know. All right. We've got a class. We've got a new bundle for you as well. Man, if you're struggling with the personal finances, you need some guidance on investments. We have a bundle already for you. It's in the description below. Please let me know if you want to enroll. You can enroll in Velocity Banking 2.0. It actually comes with its own Velocity Banking debt elimination plan and everything. Folks, I am so thankful that you are here. God bless you. God loves you. And we want you to win with Velocity Banking. You take care.